Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ron. I'll explain that one later in the video. If you've spent any time with generative AI tools like VO3 or Flow as it's sometimes called, you've probably tried to make a character fly. And if you're like me, you've probably spent a small fortune in AI credits trying to generate clips that never looked quite right or didn't even look right at all. So I'm here today to try to save you some time so you don't go through what I did trying to generate a lot of non-flying people who end up running awkwardly, jumping, or just floating unconvincingly. After countless hours of dozens of failed attempts, I've discovered a reliable workflow to create powerful and yet realistic flying characters. The video is here to save you some time and money. Oh, and for those of you that just want a free starting template, just use the link down below in this video for a free starting template, and that'll walk you through getting started with creating a flying character. Okay, and for everyone else that's still here, thank you. Here are the flow secrets that I've uncovered so far, again, spending time with this tool. Secret 1, location for a flight or a realistic looking flight is really everything. My first attempts had the setting or the scenery or location as being in New York City Central Park, and they all failed. All the character did was run real fast or jump and fall. They never actually flew or even got off the ground. So the lesson learned is this: the current AI model seems to be built on data association. Central Park is overwhelmingly associated with runners or running. When the AI gets the command to fly in a location known for running, it gets confused and defaults to the most probable action for that location. The solution here is choose a neutral, vast, or visually simple location where flying doesn't compete with other strong actions. An excellent choice for a location would be the Bonneville Salt Flats, a vast, empty desert or a wide open ocean. Another good choice would be a flat, open field with no paths or walking paths. Locations to avoid would be city parks, streets, athletic tracks, or anywhere people typically will run. Okay, the second secret I discovered: describe the effect of the speed, not just the speed itself. In other words, simply writing in the prompt, high-speed flight often results in a slow, floating character where the background moves faster than the character does. So the lesson here is to sell the illusion of flying or speed, you must describe the consequences. In other words, how does the speed or velocity interact with the outside world? So the solution here is to add a descriptive phrase about the environment and its interaction. So instead of the man flies fast, use his movement is so fast it violently shears the top layer of the salt crust, kicking up continuous plumes of dust that stretch far beyond him. Or you can try something like this. Maybe it's a little clearer. It creates a noticeable wind disturbance in tall grass below, causing it to bend sharply backwards in his wake. This forces the AI to ground the action in physics, making it instantly look more powerful and more real. Okay, here's the third secret I uncovered. The camera is your co-pilot. Through experimentation, I found that the camera angle dramatically changes how realistic the flight appears. Side angles of a person often showed awkward body positions, but one angle worked almost perfectly every time that I've tested. So the lesson here is a rear chase cam perspective is the most effective for conveying forward momentum and hiding subtle animation flaws. So my logic or thinking on this one is that because of all the existing FPV drone footage out there in the world today, the AI is working from that data set and again, giving it a more realistic effect. So the solution, be explicit about your camera instructions. So use phrases like this: the camera is positioned directly behind her, simulating a chase drone that follows her every move. From this rear angle, we see her rocket forward. This locks the perspective and helps the AI focus on the forward motion, which is key to that convincing shot. Okay, secret number 4, be a director, not a sci-fi author. So in an attempt to increase speed, I often use terms like supersonic and vapor cone. The result was terrible. The AI created weird, fake-looking visual artifacts and put my character in this superhero-looking suit. So the lesson here is the AI can get confused by overly technical or prop culture heavy terms. It defaults to images like superhero costumes or creates visual gibberish. So the solution here, 1, use simple physical language instead of supersonic. Use incredibly high speed or blasting forward. 2, always define the character's clothing to avoid the superhero suit problem. Always include a simple description like wearing a simple t-shirt or jeans. Okay, secret number 5, master the single continuous motion. So my final challenge was creating a follow-up scene or a second scene to the first where the character flew over a line of trees at the end of the field. The AI kept making her hop or jump over those set of trees. Didn't look realistic at all. So the lesson here is the current AI struggles with complex sequences or changes in action, like transitioning from a horizontal flight to a vertical flight. So the solution here is, first, prompt for 1 unbroken action per clip. Don't ask for a walk to fly or a run and jump into a flight sequence. Start the prompt with the character already flying. It doesn't do good in any kind of transitions from walking to flying or running to flying. Okay, second, describe trajectory, not action. For maneuvers like going over the trees, describe the shape of the movement. Use phrases like, her flight path transitions into smooth, powerful arc, carrying her gracefully up over the treetops without breaking her forward momentum. Okay, third, for complex scenes, the most reliable method for a multi-part scene is to generate separate, simple clips and edit them together. Okay, so let's summarize this and kind of put it all together. I'm going to make this real simple. Here's the best template that I was able to create, which incorporated all of the lessons from this video into the best starting point I've found for consistent and realistic results for a character flying. Now, I'm also going to leave a link below if you want to download that starting template for yourself, and then you can play around with it or modify it as you see fit. So I hope this video saves you some time, and hopefully Google continues to improve their AI tool, which I'm sure that they will. For now, I hope that this template and this video will get you started and save you, like I said, a little bit of time and money. Before I go, do me a favor, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you got any value from this video. The feedback and the support goes a long way to motivating me to create more content like this. And before I go, I've not seen any other YouTube videos out there on this specific topic, so I hope you did find it helpful. That's it for this video. I'll see you all in the next one. Again, don't forget that thumbs up. It's appreciated. See you soon. And I almost forgot. If you made it this far and you're watching to the very, very end, that whole interaction in the beginning of the video, I'm trying to play around with YouTube's, they show you an intro clip in the beginning of the video when you scroll over. When you just scroll over the video, you'll get like a 10-second clip in the beginning. And from what I understand, the more movement or action in the video is what YouTube pulls from or picks from. I don't get to choose that as I upload the video. So I want to do a little testing here and see if that waving of the hands and moving around in the beginning of the video helps the YouTube algorithm pick a section that will, when you do that roll over the video, show that portion. Because what I'm finding is a lot of my videos, it's showing certain parts of my video that, isn't the most interesting. So when when you're trying to get people to look at your videos, if it's not an interesting part of the video, they're just going to move on. So that's kind of what that was about. So I'm going to do some testing with that. Hopefully it worked. If it didn't, more trial and error. We'll try something else. Thanks for watching.